Now it's time for the Rob Johnson Sports Show, presented by the Legacy Maker Sports Network.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Rob Johnson. I'm here tonight again with Mr. Larry Patterson, Anytime Sports Network. How you doing tonight, sir? Let the people know again where they can find you, the work you've been putting in, and all that good stuff, sir.
Yeah, man. Larry Patterson, Game Time Sports Network on YouTube, Facebook. Also on Instagram at Game Time 365 Sports. Y'all can follow me there. Check out everything from Prince Edward, basketball, football, baseball, and Longwood girls basketball, boys basketball, Hampton Sydney men's basketball. Yeah, man. We out here, man.
Most definitely. All right, so as you guys can see those topics, we're going to get to those topics today. We are going to discuss them, etc. So before we do that, Larry, let me get your thoughts, last thoughts, I hope, on Caitlin Clark. It feels like she won the NCAA championship. That's all I hear about. And Larry, and the reason, like I said, tonight's show is going to be a little deep, my man, is because of this simple fact. I barely heard anything. I've barely heard anything about South Carolina. I mean, I don't know about you, sir, but I've barely heard anything about South Carolina. I've barely heard anything about Cardosa. I've barely heard anything about the greatness that Dawn Staley. I mean, we've heard some things, but my issue is that we haven't heard enough. We keep hearing about Caitlin Clark, and I get it. She's a star, and I wish people would stop saying hate, because when you hate somebody, you want to cause harm. People keep saying, yo, they hating on me, man. They're hating. No, we're critiquing. We're just trying to figure out why in the world. We get it. She's a great shooter, It's not a race thing. I don't dislike her because she's white, because Breanna Stewart's my favorite player and she's white. My problem is that I just think that the media got on to this young lady and they're thinking that she's the one that's going to save basketball. But I just don't see
it. They got her like as the women's, the Steph Curry of women's right now, basically. And like you said,
because she's launching all the threes, right?
She's launching all the threes. I mean, she takes double-digit threes each and every game. Now, some of those games she has good high efficiency, and some of them she's just a lot of shots she's just throwing up. But I mean, not to take anything away from her talent, she is a very talented young lady. More than likely, she will be the number 1 overall pick in tomorrow night's WNBA draft.
If she wasn't, it'd be outrage in the streets.
Oh man, it'll be riots, man. It'll be riots. But it's nothing to take away from her game, and it's not her fault. You know what I'm saying? But it's that media, like you said earlier. We haven't heard anything really about South Carolina. South Carolina won the women's national championship.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be a hot topic. From the time that they won last Sunday, I mean, you're still supposed to be talking about it some sort of way. But only thing you're talking about, and even when they won it, it was like you touched on South Carolina for a smidge, but it was basically Caitlin Clark, lost the national championship, not how South Carolina won the national championship. So I think it's a little unfair to South Carolina, Dawn Staley in South Carolina. But hey, the media, we already know what it is, but it's that media, man. And you wait till tomorrow night when she becomes the first overall pick, man. It's just gonna be headlines and stories all over.
But see, Larry, as I bring you back and I bring you from the exit stage, what I don't understand is that we've had good women's basketball for so long. I mean, yes, for so long. When you look at the Breanna Stewarts, when you look at Cheryl Swoops, she did Texas Tech back in '92. When you look at Cheryl Miller, when you look at Cynthia Cooper, I can make an argument that Cynthia Cooper during her time was the female Michael Jordan. I can make a case that she was one of the great players we've ever seen. You got to remember what the Comets did, right? What the Houston Comets did at that time, which is still a shame they're not in the league anymore. But
That's crazy.
it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. But what I'll also say is that, again, I don't dislike Caitlin Clark, but I get so sick and tired of people using the word hate, um, people using the word hate. I don't hate Caitlin Clark. We're just critiquing. We're just doing our jobs, which is mean we're critiquing. Like I said, is she one of the better players in the nation? Yes, but let's be honest, Larry, and then we'll get to the next topic. But last Sunday, she had 18 points in the first quarter, and then what happened the last 3 quarters, Larry? 4 points apiece.
Yeah,
4 points
yeah.
apiece.
Yeah.
She didn't play. This is why I think Paige Beckers, when she comes into the league, long term will be a better player. Because a lot of times, Larry, you could put up a lot of great college stats. Doesn't mean you're going to be a great pro. She needs to learn how to be more of a team player, in my opinion. And people say this Iowa team wasn't that good, blah, blah, blah. Well, you don't just get to a national championship with one player. There are times when she struggled and the other parts of the team stepped up. So, and I get it. It's a media storm. They want to grow the game, but the women's game should have grown. I don't know if her father spearheaded this. I don't know if it's certain people who spearheaded this. But, at the end of the day, I feel that we have great players in the league. I mean, look at Asia Wilson. Look how great she is. She's tall, beautiful woman who played in South Carolina. I mean, we got so many great players in the league now. I don't think players are hating on her. I'm using that word hating. They're just critiquing her, saying, "Hey, look, when you come into the league, you're going to see defenses like you saw for those final 3 quarters." You know what I'm saying?
And those WNBA players, man, those girls are some dogs. So she's gonna be, she's heading to the pros now. She's about to see a whole different, mixture of defenses coming her way, a whole mixture of players 1 through 5 guarding her. So, and another thing, those players like those role players like Hannah Stalky and Gabby, what's her last name? Gabby.
Oh, you go ahead. We just gonna call her Gabby for now.
Yeah,
I
the
forgot
point
myself.
guard. The point guard.
Yeah.
She didn't get enough enough credit for her defense as well. So it's like everything is just revolved around her. Not her fault. Not her fault at all. But you want to see some of those other players get some love too. And unfortunately they won't, because you already know what the story is. But
Yeah.
I mean, hey man, we'll see how the rest of her career goes, how
And
she
and
does.
and yeah, and we have here from Timothy Terrell. What's up, bro? What's up, cousin? She's got bullseye on her head. Yeah, she does. She has a bullseye on her head for a reason. That's a great comment. She does have a bullseye because this league is filled with women who grinded. And I look at some of the players like Rebecca Lobo. I look at some of the other players. I look at Dawn Staley. I don't think Dawn Staley really meant what she said last week. I think she just is trying to save face because her team was called a bunch of thugs and a bunch of this and that for no reason last year. That's why I think some players are kind of hesitant, to play tough defense on her, do certain things, get not tough defense, but be a little bit too physical because the media will make it onto something it's not supposed to be. Speaking of the media making things crazier than what they're supposed to be, Larry, you know where I'm about to go, right, sir?
OJ the Juice Man.
Yeah, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen A. Smith.
Oh man.
And yeah. So I'm about to play this clip for you guys, and this first clip is from a few years from this past week. This is from, I believe it's Dream Chasers Pro. Hopefully I get the name right. If I did, I'm sorry. I will get the name right in a second. But this is a clip from his show, and then we're gonna go to a couple years ago what he said about OJ. All right, we'll talk about it. It's gonna might get a little crazy, but we'll talk about it.
People believe that he committed those murders. I know that if I was on the jury, he would have been under the damn jail. I know that much. I believe he was guilty, but I don't know. I'm talking about based on the evidence that was placed before us during the trial, overseen by national television, and by most accounts, you found yourself believing he was guilty as hell. And in the end, that's what this comes down to. Again, you don't want to say that devoid of a heightened level of sensitivity on this particular day towards his family, who is innocent of all of that stuff. They have nothing to do with it. They can't control his actions, but based on his actions that we all witnessed on trial over national television for months upon months at a time, by and large, the belief is he's guilty. So you're not going to hear nor see an abundance of people feeling a lot of sympathy for him today. You know, the Lord will deal.
My pleasure having me on, sir.
I got a question for you, man. Have you been following what Stephen A. Smith said about the O.J. Simpson trial by chance?
It might be the cockiest thing that I've ever said. Christopher Darden and Marsha Clark did an absolutely horrendous job as prosecutors. Because if it were me, there's no way in hell Johnny Cochran would have beaten me with that evidence that they had.
You lived the case. You were part of Johnny's team. Question for you, sir. Could Stephen A. Smith have beat Johnny Cochran? Could he have convicted O.J. Simpson?
I love Stephen A. Smith, but that is one of the least intelligent things I've ever heard utter from his mouth.
Really? You know, I mean, look, the guy can argue. I mean, Stephen A. Smith, there's anything he can do. He can argue with the best of them. He's a smart guy. You don't think there's a chance in hell he could have, like, put together a case more compelling than what Marsha Clark did?
Evan, I don't think there's any chance in hell that he could ever do anything near as talented as Marsha Clark.
Yep. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Larry, you heard it. You heard the comments from Stephen A. Smith. And all I have to do is ask you something, sir. In the court of law, does your opinion matter?
Yeah, it should.
It should. Yeah, it does. Your opinion matters. But also, if you're not convicted beyond a reasonable doubt, are you guilty or are you innocent? At the end of the day. Yeah. I mean, listen. I'm not saying anything about OJ that I'm not saying that he was the perfect human being. I'm not saying it at all, because he wasn't. OJ Simpson was nowhere near a perfect human being. He did some effed up things. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? A lot of people did some effed up things. I'm still waiting on Emmett Till's murderers to be charged. But hey, listen. But hey, Stephen A. could beat Johnny Cochran because we have that crabs in the barrel. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we make it a little deep here now. I'm sorry, but I don't care. We still have that crabs in the barrel mentality where it's like, I can beat you, black man. You can beat me, black man. He had no chance in hell of beating Johnny Cochran. Your thoughts on that, sir?
Yeah, man. Johnny Cochran was one of the greatest lawyers. And I'm not like a political, court type of guy. So, but I mean, for what he did in that court case, that was crazy. For him to get off of that. I know he still served some jail time, was some prison time. For I think it was, what was he? When he armed robbed somebody.
Yeah. It was the I believe it was attempted armed robbery in Las Vegas where they trumped the charges up basically because they were using the case against him. But he still spent some time in prison because he ran from the police. And, a lot of times if you flee, you're still going to get 3 months in jail anyway.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with a cop like and an investigator like Mark Furman, who was a racist beyond racist, and then for him to dish Marsha Clark like that when, hey, she did the best job she could. And I've told you, Larry, I've sat in courtrooms before because I sit in there and I do the writings and all that. Those court cases are no joke. You got to sit there. Imagine this went for a year. Mm. And Johnny Cochran said, if it does not fit, you must acquit. And at the end of the day, this was 94, 95. And you're telling me that they couldn't convict an NFL player like O.J. Simpson? It would have made them look good. And I understand the civil trial, but what people have to understand is it is a lot easier. People are talking about, well, he lost a civil trial. Do you know how easy it is to win a civil trial? Over a criminal case. So, this is what I'm going to do for O.J. Simpson tonight. And again, this has nothing to do with me dissing the people who passed. Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it is about the results. And the results are basically this. The court found him not guilty. I can't change that. Okay? If they found him guilty, then I mean, our justice system is flawed enough as it is. And you got 10 people coming in there who pretty much damn near want to leave anyway. They don't really want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really want to be there. So
I mean, it's so crooked anyway.
Exactly. The whole thing is crooked. But anyway, let's go to O.J. Simpson's accomplishments on the field. We'll talk about his accomplishments on the field, and we'll say this. So at USC, in 10 games in 1967, he had 1,415 yards, 11 touchdowns. In 1968, he had 1,709 yards with 22 touchdowns. I mean, that's not many people have those type of accomplishments. Now, let's go to his NFL career. 4 rushing titles, 72, 73, 75, 76. Became the first back ever to rush for more than 2,000 yards in 1973 with 2,003 yards. Mind you, Larry, this was in 14 games. 14 games. Named NFL Player of the Year 1972, 73, and 75. Also named both All-Pro and All-AFC squads 72 through 76. And remind you, this is Buffalo. He's doing this in Buffalo. He comes from California. He's born in the mean streets of San Francisco. I got to go back and look some more about his history, but they said he had a rough background coming up. But yeah, from California to Buffalo
to
do
that
this
cold ass city.
Exactly, man. Exactly. To do all of that, to have for his career, 11 seasons, he had 11,236 yards, scored 456 points, 76 touchdowns in his career. And he may be remembered most of his 1973 season, of course, as we just said, when he had 219 yards in the next to last game against New England Patriots and a 200-yard output in the finale against the New York Jets. Simpson totaled 2,003 yards in 14 games.
Good God, man.
Yeah. And then, Stephen A. Smith said that, God will judge him and all that. Then Caitlyn Jenner said that, well, Caitlyn Jenner, God will judge you too. And he'll judge you too, Stephen A., because here's the thing. At the end of the day, none of us are perfect. And cancer's a bitch. And I don't wish cancer on my worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he was found innocent. He wasn't found guilty. I guess that in this world, Larry, we only like the results when it goes in our favor, right?
Right.
And I don't think people remember, but a lot of people, for the younger people, don't remember. That case divided America. I mean, you had shows like Seinfeld who referenced it. You had the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You had to just read between the lines that referenced the whole situation. I mean, it was a cultural phenomenon. If it had not been for that, we probably wouldn't have reality television today. Real quick, talk about the cultural impact of the O.J. Simpson trial and what it means today.
The amount of comedy that you get out of it is, from everything from the Bronco, flying down the highway. I mean, it definitely had a big impact, from his football career to now this. Now, mind you, we don't know what happened in that situation. Did he do it or not? But from that whole thing, it's a big reason why we got, like you said, we got a lot of reality TV. Like you have a lot of comedy. Like, I mean, it made a big impact, on what we have today.
Yeah, and we've talked about it, and and that's the sad thing, Larry. It's like I feel like this country thrives off racial issues.
Yeah, that's
that money, man. And see, people don't want to admit it, but see, if you keep people in the mindset, because think about it, we got kids that come up, they ain't thinking about race. They're just playing with other kids. They just want to have fun. They just want to live life. That stuff is taught, and it's taught for a reason. Yeah. And we have to stop it. Now, do you have to address issues at times? Yes, you do. You have to address topics and things like that, and I get that. However, like, we got to get to a point, man, where we get better, because it doesn't matter if it's a black life, white life, Latino, whatever. All lives matter. All lives should matter in this world. But unfortunately,
do they though?
Do they? I don't think so, Larry. I don't think so. Because even when you look at policy, because you said something like about OJ that was so crazy, and I thought about it. There was a time where OJ kind of disowned the black community. He did. Not disowned, but it's kind of like he kind of, like people say, turned his back. And then you have to ask yourself, can you blame him in a sense? Because it's like, damn, he came up in the tough streets. He probably was going through a lot as a kid and all that stuff. And he was just trying to become the best man he could be. But then he realized that just because you do certain things, just because you make people laugh, just because you entertain people, just because you give people that good sense of feeling, that doesn't mean they're always going to be on your side. Because as soon as all this went down, America got divided. From the Hertz commercials to the movies, etc. America loved OJ, but then as soon as this went down, they didn't like him anymore. And I always asked my mom this when I was little. I said, Mom, what would have happened if there had been a black woman that happened with OJ? How would it have impacted things? Because see, he wouldn't have had the support of Black America at that point, but then would it have got the same coverage?
No.
No. So, like I said, go ahead.
Like you was touching base on his background when he came up in San Francisco in the projects, basically. So from the projects, through his high school, through his college career, like he had to recognize his blackness. The man played in Roots. So somewhere along, so somewhere along the line, you had to recognize your blackness somewhere. But it's all about that. And those Hertz commercials at the time, I mean, they probably not paying what they paying.
But Larry, why can't we just be people? Why do you have to recognize your blackness? Why you gotta recognize your whiteness? Why you gotta recognize your culture? Why can't you just be people? And you know why people can't just be people? Because that ain't how the world works, man.
No, it's not.
Because here's the thing. They still ask you on job applications what your race is.
Yeah, that is crazy. It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? In 2024, they still ask you about that stuff. And look,
like, why does it matter?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Listen, and I want everybody out there to understand what we're saying. We're not saying that we're encouraging race. We're just giving you all the backstory. We're giving you the real, like what are we doing out here? Like I said, you can still have job applications where they ask you a race. Now the big thing is inclusion and diversity. Why the hell should it matter? Hire the person who can do the job the best. And if you're not, then maybe you're the problem, right? You understand what I'm saying? And that's
Absolutely.
what I'm saying. All this ties into OJ because the OJ Simpson trial, I feel like there was a period where race got not better. I'm not going to say race was better in the 90s, but I feel like there was a period where things kind of slowed down a little bit. And then that just stoked the fire, and then it's just been on ever since.
That's what it will, like you said, race was, I would say race was probably worse back then, and then it had the cultural divide.
Well, think about it, Larry. What is that, 1994? You're basically 30. Shit.
You think about 94, 94
that's crazy. That's crazy when you think about it, right? You're 30 years outside the civil rights era. 30 years.
Yeah.
30 years.
Not that long ago.
Bro, that ain't no time whatsoever. But like I said, it's always something. But, the O.J. Simpson trial, it sparked something that made people upset. That got people going. But it's all good. We'll move on to...
I just want to say one more thing. That's proof. That's proof right there of they love you, and then they hate you soon as you F up.
Yeah, and you know what? And I can't just say it's that side. I can't say it's that side, Larry, because if you look at what's going on in today's phenomenon, people, the way that the communities, I feel like especially a community used to be like kind of tight knit a little bit, even though there were problems. That's gone now. I mean, you look at the internet and everything. There's no. It's bad, man. I could do a whole different segment on that, but yeah, times have changed a lot. If OJ happened today, it'd be memes of him everywhere.
Oh man, The way social
they're
media is now.
oh yeah. Social media is ruthless with a bunch of with a bunch of head cases. No, it wouldn't be the same like it was back then. Nobody would listen to anything.
Imagine seeing that police chase on Facebook.
Oh my God, I can only imagine. I can only imagine the idiots. Oh my God, I can only imagine. See, because Larry, in all seriousness though, man, in all seriousness, back then it felt like things had more of a nostalgic feel. It felt like things meant more. Now it's just like, can I get 5 minutes of this? Can I get 5 minutes of fame? That's all I need. That's all I care about. The nostalgia, all that stuff. I feel like if you're older, then you get nostalgia. The younger generation, I don't think they get nostalgia. I just think their brains are just, I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's just, one in ear, one in one ear, and going out the other, and that's it.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
back
But
then we processed a lot of things.
definitely. But like I said, it's very significant, time in our history, in our country, and rest in peace to everyone who was involved with the situation with O.J. Simpson, to the two, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. Rest in peace to you guys, but also rest in peace to O.J. Simpson, 76 years old, succumbing to cancer. Uh,
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen. Like I said, not defending the guy, just making some points, and being fair. Because I think Stephen A. and ESPN might have a lawsuit coming very soon. Anyway, let's get to the next topic, ladies and gentlemen. We have the basketball playoffs. We have the actual seeding. So, Larry, you can see this, right? You can see this from here.
Yes, I can see it.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So you start from the Western Conference first. So you have the play-in between the Kings and the Warriors, and then you have the Lakers and Pelicans. Whoever wins the Lakers-Pelicans game will be the 7th seed, and whoever loses will basically get a home game against whoever wins between the Kings and the Warriors. Larry, here's my first question to you: do you intentionally lose if you're the Lakers or the Pelicans to avoid Denver? I mean, come on, man. I mean, if you're the Lakers, you haven't beat Denver in like 13 years. Not literally, folks, but they ain't beat Denver in a long time. But they daggone sure can match up well against Oklahoma City.
They really don't have. They haven't had a lot of success against Denver here lately. So
no.
But the thing is, I do like New Orleans got a hell of a chance, man, against this Lakers squad. But I do think that that the Lakers do pour this out, and the Lakers just beat New Orleans in New Orleans today. So,
and by the way, LeBron had 13, 5, and 13 in the first quarter. He ended up, I believe, with 28, 17, and 11.
Wow.
He has 17 assists, dog. 17 assists. This man is damn near 40 years old.
And still doing this. It's amazing to see a player of his caliber, like the way the hand switches to the layup, and it's amazing to see what he's doing at this age, showing up against these young kids, man. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see New Orleans win that game.
But again, if you're the Lakers, do you want to win this game? Because you get a home game against the Kings or the Warriors, and you know you can beat one. I mean, seriously, do you really want to face Denver in the first round and end up, getting swept, and it being a gentleman's, it being like the best sweep of all time? Because that's what the Western Conference Finals was. It was like the best sweep of. It was like the best sweep of all time.
Yeah, I think if you're the Lakers, you can't go in, just not avoiding Denver. So I mean, if you win that play-in game, then hey, if that's your next opponent, you got to go in for it. You got to prepare the same way that you prepare against anybody else. So I know they probably don't want to, but I mean, hey, that's basically who they'll face if they win that game. But I'll pick the Lakers to win that game. I picked the
Okay.
Lakers to win that game. Then that means that the Pelicans, they would get the home matchup against the winner of the Kings and the Warriors, correct?
Mhm.
And I'm thinking that the Kings can squeak that one out. Uh, I'm thinking that the Kings can squeak that one out. I think they got something for the Warriors, especially from the series from last year. Like they want some kind of payback off of that. I think that they can get that done, which sets up the Kings visiting the Pelicans, and I think the Pelicans can win that one, which sets up the Pelicans against the Thunder for the first round.
You know, the last time the Lakers beat the beat the Nuggets in the playoffs?
When was it?
September 26, 2020.
Oh,
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Lakers pretty much, what was it? They won 4-1 in the Western Conference Finals in 2020. Yeah. They struggled against Denver. All right,
That was
so
Western Conference Finals.
yeah, in 2020. Remember they played it was the bubble. They played in the Western Conference Finals. Yeah.
Oh snap!
Yeah. And I believe they played before in the Western Conference Finals. Yep, in 2009. Remember the Lakers won that series too. They won that, what was that? 4-2. Yep, that was
That was when
2000.
Melo was there, right?
Yeah, that was 2009. Yep.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
series.
Yeah, that was, I think as I'm looking at history, the Lakers and Nuggets series, they first played each other back in 1979 in the playoffs. So that was their first series in 1979. The Lakers won that series 2-1, which is crazy how they only had 2 games back then. But hey, you remember how they only had 3 in the, So
Yeah.
all right, so okay, so give me your predictions. You have all right, so you see that you have who you have winning between the Lakers and Pelicans.
I got the Lakers.
Okay, so the Lakers go on to play the Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
Then you have, got the Kings and Warriors. You got.
I got the Kings in that one.
Oh my gosh! All right, so then they go to New Orleans to play the Pels. Who you got there?
I'm taking New Orleans.
All right, so we got Oklahoma City, New Orleans. Who wins?
Damn, Rob. Give me New Orleans, yo.
Are you serious?
Give me New Orleans in a. Give me New Orleans in a. Give me New Orleans in another 8-1 upset. Give me New Orleans.
Bro, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, you New Orleans? Really? Like you
Hey, listen. Last time I did this, I almost walked off on you. It's resulted in the 12-4 record. It's resulted in the 12-4 record, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But anyway, okay. So you know what, Larry? I had to give it to you, bro. I have to give it to you. Okay, I like that. Okay. In fact, let me get my pen and paper. Let me make sure I can get that written down. So you have in the Western Conference, you have the Pelicans. All right. Who do you have? Okay, this is gonna be a tough series.
And I give you the Pelicans because of the experience. Like, Oklahoma City, yeah, they are 1 seed. They just finalized that today, but they've been at the top pretty much all season. But
so are you trying? So are you trying to tell me that Zion Williamson needs to take this bull by the horn? Basically,
he better.
Yeah. Okay.
He better.
I got you. Hey, listen. I understand where you're coming from, buddy. I definitely understand where you're coming from. That makes sense. All right. So let me. All right. Well, I can say this too, Larry. There are a lot of dangerous series. If you're a top seed in the Western Conference, it's like you're not even a top seed. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, So look. Okay. So this next series, tread very carefully. Clippers versus Mavericks, and I feel like in this series, it's all about health. Who can stay healthy? And the other factor, could James Harden finally show up in the playoffs?
Man,
and can Russ not screw it up?
And that's a big question. Why when I found out these two teams were playing, I'm like, man, why do we have to get this type of matchup in the first round again? And this is starting to become like a little rivalry, especially because these two teams have met multiple times in the playoffs.
No. This is a
Well, it is a
rivalry
rivalry.
because Kawhi Leonard and Luka Doncic want to outdo one another. And Kawhi wants to listen. That's the one thing I fear, Larry. I fear that Kawhi might try to do a little bit too much to prove a point that he's better than Luka. And next thing you know, he gets a sprain, blows a knee out, etc. I hope that doesn't happen because they need Kawhi. They need Kawhi Leonard to win this series. So who do you got, Larry?
Damn, Rob. Give me the Clippers in 7 games.
Damn. Gotcha. All right, this
Yeah.
next series very tough because
Damn.
and I'm gonna tell you, I don't think Minnesota will want it any other way. Minnesota, Phoenix could very easily win this series, but I don't trust Phoenix. I don't trust their health. Hell, I can't trust Minnesota's health, but I really can't trust Phoenix's health. You know what? This series right here is a throwback series. This is like one of those 90s series.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's like one of those 1995 series that you just get home. You get home on a Saturday afternoon with your grandpa, and it's like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're ready to watch some Western Conference basketball.
This is going to be in Jim Ross's voice. It's going to be a slobber knocker for these two teams. I feel like it's possible it can go 7 games. I think it will go 7 games, but I think Phoenix will win.
You gotta give it to Phoenix. Gotcha.
I think if they're all healthy, which that's a big question.
That's a big if. All right, so let's go down to the Lakers and Nuggets. Do the Nuggets take out the Lakers again?
Yeah, but they don't sweep them.
How many games?
6.
Damn. All right, let's go to the. Good God. You know, I heard so many people talking trash about Milwaukee today. You know Milwaukee's the smartest team in this bracket, right? You know Milwaukee's the smartest. You know how smart Milwaukee is right now, right?
Because they're avoiding either the Sixers or the Heat.
They avoided Miami.
So automatically you're just putting Miami. You're automatically saying that Miami's going to win this play-in game against the Sixers.
Oh no! They're not beating Philly. Joel, listen. You know how it goes.
That's right.
You know how it goes. You know Joel Embiid will show up for 3 or 4 games, then his big ass will get tired or he'll get an injury. You know how this rolls. You know how this goes.
Yeah.
You know how this goes. So who you got in the Sixers and Heat game, the play-in, to face your New York Knickerbockers? Who you got? And by the way, this would be, if you're the Knicks, you can't win here. If you're the Knicks, you can't win here. Because here's the problem. You either gotta play Miami, you gotta play Miami or Philadelphia, who are both good. You're not gonna face the Bulls. But let's say they did face the Bulls in a later on this playoffs, which is not gonna happen. They're all rivalries. The Knicks are rivals with the Heat. They're rivals with the Sixers. They're rivals with the Bulls. I mean, yeah. They're rivals with the Pacers. Yeah. These are all rivals.
As we talked about earlier today. With these damn Knicks struggling with teams, but, yeah.
So he got between Sixers and Heat.
You know what, Rob? I want to take the Sixers.
Yeah.
But you can't sleep on the Heat, man. And this time, this is when the Heat actually wake up and they play their
Please
game.
don't say the word. Please do not say that word. Please don't say that word.
Don't say what word?
You know what I'm talking about. Please don't say that word. Heat culture. Don't say it. I'm so sick of hearing that damn word, heat culture.
I mean, they put it
Heat
on their
culture.
uniforms now, so you can't ignore it.
Oh my God,
They put it on their courts. They put it on the. It's all over the arena.
Well, why
It's
don't
all
they
about
call
the.
it? Listen, why don't they call it LeBron culture? They ain't won a championship since he left. Facts.
True. Or call it the Jimmy culture, because I mean that's who's been getting them there. 2 finals
I mean,
appearances.
he's been getting them there, but he ain't been but like Keaton Clark, he's not been getting it done. Get it done.
You're right. You
I'm
got to
just
get
being
it done.
honest.
You got to get it done.
All right, so who you got? Who you got?
Bro, give me the Heat, man.
You got the
give me
Heat.
the Heat. Give me the Heat.
Okay. So you got the Heat. So we got the Knicks playing. We got the Knicks playing the Heat.
I don't like the matchup.
All right. So then that means that the 76ers will play the winner of the Bulls and Hawks. The Hawks have to go to Chicago. Who wins between Chicago and Atlanta? Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, because Atlanta needs a reset, and I think Trae Young sooner than later is going to be in San Antonio. All right, so then we got the Sixers against the Sixers. My boys ain't beating Philadelphia. They're not beating Philadelphia unless Joel Embiid gets a stomach ache.
Unless they had one of those games that they had today, man. I mean, those you gotta face it. Like the Bulls, I don't know what's going on with them, but it's
the Bulls have a deep team for some reason, man. It's weird. It's so weird how the Bulls have such a deep team. Lonzo's supposed to be back next year, so we don't know how that's gonna go. Lonzo's gonna be back, so maybe they're playing for next year, bro. I don't know, but so who you got in that game? So you got the Bulls winning. So then you got the 76ers against the Bulls for the right to play the Boston's freaking Celtics. Who you got in that game?
Give me the Sixers.
Okay. All right. So so it's set. We got the Celtics against the 76ers, which is a hard game. Cleveland, Orlando, Milwaukee, Indiana, and then the Knicks against the Miami Heat. All right, so who you got in the game between the Celtics and the 76ers?
I got the Celtics winning that in 6 games.
Okay.
Joel Embiid does not get over the hump.
Gotcha. Who do you got between Cleveland and Orlando? I feel like if Orlando can steal one game, they'll win the series.
Yo, this series right here is probably one of the best series. I'm gonna be honest, as far as like young talent, I think Cleveland wins this though.
Let me say this. I love Orlando having that old school logo as well. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Cleveland.
You're gonna take Cleveland, okay. All right. Who you got between Milwaukee and the Indiana Pacers?
Does Giannis come back?
Honestly, I think they can win the series without Giannis. I think they play sometime. I think Dame need if Dame has to play this series alone, I think that's good for his psyche. If he plays alone, he loses. That confirms everything I've thought about him in the last 5 years. Hey, listen. It's his time. Can he get it done? Yes or no?
Yeah, I agree. Dame heavily relied on. If no Giannis, Bobby P is going to have a couple good games. I'm talking about 31-point games.
Yeah.
Give me the Bucks in 6 games.
Gotcha. All right, Knicks.
All
right, Knicks and Heat.
I'm going to take the Knicks. I'm going to take the Knicks in 6 games, baby.
Gotcha. Okay. So, all right.
Please
so that was that. So now you got Pelicans. You got the Pelicans against the Clippers. And you got the Suns against the Nuggets. Shoot. Who you got?
Give me the Clippers.
Okay, so you got the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. And who do you have in the Western Conference Finals between the Suns and the Nuggets?
Give me the Nuggets.
Nuggets. Woo, 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 woo. All right, so your next series,
the
you got
Nugs.
Celtics against the Cavaliers. Who you got?
Give me the Celtics in a sweep.
Oh shit. All right, so Celtics in the sweep. They're in the West. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Bucks against. Oh God, this is gonna be a crazy series, but it's gonna be in New York. It starts in New York, and Giannis will be back for this. Knicks against Milwaukee. Who you got?
Christ.
And remember, just remember, before the season, I had Knicks and Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You know
Who you
what?
got?
I'm going to Knicks Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Knicks in how many games?
The Knicks
And they can't lose. And listen, and this is so critical. They cannot lose any games in MSG. None.
They
They can't lose any games in MSG. Nope. None.
7 games.
Gotcha. So your Western Conference Finals is the Clippers, Nuggets, Celtics, Knicks. All right, I'm gonna make mine simple because I think I've already given my answer. So this is mine, so we can match our Eastern Conference Finals. I have the Lakers winning. They play the Nuggets. I have the Pelicans losing to the Warriors. I have the Warriors playing the Oklahoma City. I have Oklahoma City winning. I have what do you call it? The Clippers winning, and then I have Oklahoma City winning. I have Oklahoma City. I'm not even going to talk about them other teams. I have Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals. Okay? I got Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals. Now, in the East, of course, I already picked between the Heat and the 76ers. I got the Sixers and I got the Heat beating the Bulls. So I got the Bulls being knocked out. God, I can't believe I'm doing this. I got Miami beating Boston in the first round, prompting major. I'm talking major changes at head coach for Boston, and a whole lot of it's gonna be bad. I got Miami upsetting Boston in the first round. There's things what Boston's been doing that I have not been liking, and I just gotta trust Heat culture. I got Orlando beating Cleveland. I got Milwaukee beating Indiana, and I have the Knicks beating the Sixers. I have the Knicks beating Milwaukee. I can't believe I'm doing this. I got the Orlando Magic beating the Miami Heat. So,
wow.
Hey, I'm serious, man. It's something about that team. It's something about them young dudes, man. So my Western Conference Finals is Oklahoma City against. Are you ready for what I'm about to do, Larry? I got Oklahoma City against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think Minnesota does some special things. Yes, sir. And then in my Eastern Conference Finals, I have the Knicks against the Orlando Magic.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's about to get real crazy, dog. So tell me, and we're gonna go one by one. Clippers, Nuggets, your Western Conference Finals. Who you got?
I got the Nuggets making another trip to the NBA Finals.
Okay, so you got the Nugs. I sound like Wendy's now, Nugs. Oklahoma City. I'm sorry, not Oklahoma City. Who was your East teams? Your East team was the
Celtics
Knicks.
and the Knicks.
Celtics and Knicks. For some reason, I'm getting mine confused with yours. Who you got there? And this can't be biased. Who you got?
I got the Celtics.
Of course you do, sir.
I got the Celtics in 5 games.
Oh, gee. Damn, man, you have to do that. You have to do that to them.
You're just facing reality.
So Oklahoma City, Minnesota. I have Oklahoma City winning. And I have the Oklahoma City Thunder playing the New York Knicks in NBA Finals. OKC versus NYC.
Why you gotta do that to me, man?
In a very, very interesting NBA Finals with a lot of star power.
Why you gotta do that to me, man?
So you're I'm sorry, man. That's just how I feel, brother. So your NBA Finals, Nuggets, Celtics. Who you got?
I got the Celtics.
How many games?
I got the Celtics in 7 games.
Who's your MVP?
Jason Tatum.
St.
Been a
Louis in the house.
whole lot of scrutiny with him in the last finals. About him not showing up. I think he shows up big time in this one.
Well, I tell you like this: if they face that Miami Heat team in the first round, they screw it up. I'm telling you, it's gonna get bad in Boston. That's all I'm saying. In my NBA Finals, Oklahoma City versus New York Knicks, I have the Knicks winning in. Have the Knicks winning in 7 games. Jalen Brunson is the MVP.
So you mean to tell me you got the Knicks winning our 3rd championship? In how many years?
1972. That's a lot longer than the Cowboys. I think that's why Stephen A. Smith likes to talk about him so much, because he feels so much disdain in his heart.
How much do you believe in that?
In this series? Oh, I believe Oklahoma City is not being given enough love. Now, it all depends on if the Lakers lose or not. If the Oklahoma City Thunder got to play the Lakers in the first round, they're not beating the Lakers, because the Lakers, some matchups just don't make sense. And Oklahoma City does not match well against the Lakers. But if they avoid the Lakers, oh, they'll get there. They'll get there. And here's the other thing you got. Here's the other thing you got to remember too, bro. The Clippers and Mavericks, somebody's gonna get hurt between that series. Yeah. Somebody's gonna get hurt.
I agree.
Somebody's gonna get hurt. So basically, it don't even matter, because by the time Oklahoma City gets to the Clippers and Mavericks, somebody's gonna have a sprained ankle. Somebody's thumb gonna hurt. Somebody's gonna have a hyperextension. Nobody's leaving that Dallas LA series without injury. I mean, that's just a given.
No doubt. No, that's the most physical series.
And if Russ starts throwing up bricks again, then they're damn sure in trouble, because he has the tendency to do it.
Russ about to be making homes.
Shoosh. All right, so let's go to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. And this topic, it's a little bit, I know it's a little bit personal for Larry.
Hey, Rob.
I don't want to hear it, Larry. I don't want to hear it. You're on mute.
No, look, real quick. I want to see your face when I say this.
Larry, no, sir.
I want to see your face when I say this.
Larry, we're not doing this, sir.
No, this is from the last topic. I want to see your face when I say this.
Okay. I'm listening, Larry, because I was thinking you were trying to get me, sir, and I was like,
no. I know you're not. I know you're not a betting man.
Oh, hell no.
But if you believe in the Knicks to win the championship this year, I need you to hop on DraftKings or FanDuel and put a $5 wager on it.
Listen, man.
$5.
Bro. Look, listen. This is what I'll tell. This is what I'll tell Knicks fans from. This is what I tell Knicks fans from now until the day I drop dead. For all the Knicks fans who might be unsatisfied, etc., just think back to 2017. Just think back to 2015. Just think back to what this team was.
Man,
this team is think back to when Jeff Van Gundy led an 8 seed against the San Antonio Spurs, which we all knew they didn't have a chance in hell. A team that had Carmelo, a team that had Isaiah Thomas, had Isaiah as their head coach. Is a team that it was cursed by Reggie Miller, cursed by Patrick Ewing, cursed by a whole bunch of things.
Phil Jackson,
OJ. The Knicks are the 2 seed.
Oh yeah,
the New York, without Julius Randle, who's currently out for the season. They are a 2 seed. Mr. Robinson is back, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks are the truth.
Hey, I would say that I feel like this Knicks team plays a little better without Julius Randle. I've been saying this. Now
brother.
Julius Randle does make his contributions. You know what I'm saying? But when Julius Randle doesn't show up, is win for the
The
past
bottom.
for the past two appearances that we had in the postseason. Julius Randle, has he shown up
Let me
in the
ask you this.
postseason?
Let me ask you this. And here's the biggest reason: no more RJ Barrett. He's gone.
Mm.
You got a nobody now.
Mm.
Now I will say this: I do think that Obi Toppin on this team would have done some good things. I believe, but it had to happen,
I
right?
criticize I criticized the OG trade at first, but man,
Mm-hmm.
has he made a difference. I love me some OG Anunoby. Man.
Hey, and I think that Derrick Rose coming through for the short time he did brought some real toughness to this team.
Yeah, absolutely.
He brought some real toughness to his team. And people can talk about Tibbs all they want to. They can say Tibbs this and Tibbs that. Well, check this out. Tibbs has made this team tough. He's made this team really tough. And I mean, what can you say? What can you say?
You gotta
This
applaud him
man,
because before he got here, this team was where, like you said,
they
you
were in the
know,
cellar. They
right.
were in the cellar. They stunk. They were not a good basketball team. And for those out there talking about, oh, how are the Knicks in this position? Well, the Knicks are in this position because they're a really good basketball team. And if you pay attention to basketball, and here's the thing, just imagine if Cam Reddish would have worked out and he just stayed with the Knicks. There are a whole bunch of guys that if they could have stayed with the Knicks and they could have actually, things could have gone their way, the Knicks would be even better. And just imagine, the Knicks have cap space, right?
Yeah.
The Knicks have draft picks. They're only going to get better next year, man. I'm not.
We can at least
I
bring
don't mean.
in one big free agent,
I don't mean to bring
maybe
this
two.
name up, but I don't mean to bring this name up, but I'll bring it up. What happens if they bring in Klay Thompson? He comes off the bench. He don't even need to start. You get
Right.
Klay Thompson in New York, have him come off the bench, be your Robert Horry, and he's already a certified Hall of Famer.
Right. I tell you one thing the Knicks don't need though: 21 turnovers in
Yeah.
today's game against the Bulls. The way they closed that game out, it was
Yeah.
ugly. We do not need that.
Well, but that's okay. They won the game because we know 20 years ago, they're not 25 years ago, they're not winning that game.
Hell no.
And also, hell no. And also, shout out to Becky Hammond for talking about Jalen Brunson the way she did. Anyway,
Go, girl.
let's go to our top 5 MLB teams. And of course, the team with the best record so far in Major League Baseball is the New York Knicks. The same team that I walked out on. But hey, listen, man. It's still early in the season, but right now the Knicks are the best team out there. It is what it is. So Larry, go ahead and laugh it up, Larry Patterson. All right. Give me your top 5 teams, sir. I'm guessing I know what number 1 is.
All right, so we're gonna start with top 5. We'll start with top 5 because I'm gonna say
five through 1.
I'm gonna say
That's
number 1, especially for you, buddy. So number 5, I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Braves.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. You said number 1, especially for me. So who's number 1? The Kraken?
No. No, we gonna get there. I got some real special for you at number 1. Real special for you. So at number 5, we got the Atlanta Braves. I think the Atlanta Braves got the win today, did they?
Yeah, they won.
Yeah.
They won. They beat the Fish. They beat the Fish.
They beat the Marlins so well.
They beat the Fish, man. They beat the Fish.
So did they sweep them or was it 2-1?
No, it was 2-1.
2-1. Okay. So they swept Arizona. What was it, last weekend or so? They lead the NL East. They lead the NL East.
That's irrelevant to the playoffs. Honestly, I don't care about that until they get to the playoffs.
Yeah. So they grabbed one game out of 3 against the Mets this past week. They have games against Houston and Texas coming up. So that's gonna. I know Houston is going through a little slump right now, but I think that they'll get it together. But this Atlanta Braves team, they lost Spencer Strider for the year, like we was talking about yesterday. I think that they still have what it takes to keep going and eventually win that NL East. So at number 4, I'm going to go with another team that I told you look out for, the Kansas City Royals. And they lost today.
It's all good. It's all good. So who's your number 3?
My number 3 is the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. I like Milwaukee and what they're playing, but that NL Central is really tough.
It is. I think that'd be
Yeah.
one of the best divisions. The Dodgers, I'm going to put them in number 2.
No, hold on. You say you got the Dodgers at 2, right?
Yeah, I got the Dodgers at 2.
Is that your final bet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure nobody can see your account now.
Yeah. I'm
And then
go
number 1 is the Yankees. Okay, we got it. Cool.
and number 1, the one team when you was on this screen and you sailed out of you flew out of this screen faster than Gail Devers at the Olympic line. You said what, and then you just flew out of the front of the camera.
It's still early in the season, Larry. It's still early in the season.
It's still early in the season.
Very early.
I know, but I just had to say, the way you flew off the screen faster than Michael Johnson. When I said the Yankees and you said what, and then you flew off the screen, I just had to bring that up. I just had to. This team has not lost a series this year so far. And this was the same person that said, what? And he had the best record in the league. They got at Toronto. They got Tampa Bay. They got Oakland in the next 3 series. Oh, yeah, we lost one today. But we beat Cleveland twice yesterday in a doubleheader.
But you got to go to Toronto.
Had to say that.
Well, guess what, sir? Tomorrow, the next 3 days, you got to go to Toronto. And sometimes Toronto can be a house of horrors. And then the Rays come. The Rays always beat you. Then they got the A's for what, 4 games. They should beat them. But then they got to go to Milwaukee. They got to go to Baltimore. And then they got to face a decent Detroit team. Then the Astros are going to come. They're going to come to New York looking for payback. You got to go to Tampa, which they always lose at the Trop. They got to go to Minnesota. Who the hell wants to go to Minnesota? Then they play the White Sox. I mean, hell, anybody can beat the White Sox right now. They suck. Then they play the Mariners. They suck too. Then they go to the Padres. They'll probably hook up with Rey Mysterio, so they'll probably be distracted. Then they go to the Angels. Ryan Washington has made them better. Then they got to go to the Giants in San Francisco. They got to deal with the demons of OJ. Then you got to go against the Minnesota Twins. I mean, then on June the 7th, they have the Dodgers coming in. The ticket prices are going to probably $15,000 a seat. Only the rich and famous will be able to get into that game. Then they go to the Kansas City Royals, where it's looking like Bo Jackson is making his return. Then you play the Red Sox. They finally play the Red Sox in June, which is not even a rivalry anymore. Who even cares about that game? So yeah, I mean, y'all got a tough stretch, but I'll give it to you. Y'all number 1, I'll give it to you. Cool. So my top 5, Larry. I will go number 5. Let me see. I'll go Kansas City. I'll go to Kansas City Royals. Number 4, the Atlanta Braves. Number 3, I'll give it to the Dodgers. You can bet your bottom dollar on that, buddy. Then you know what? I'm going to still give it to Baltimore. I think Baltimore is still a really good team, with honorable mention being Milwaukee, but number 1, the New York Yankees. Right now, they're hitting the ball out the park. They're doing everything that we expect them to do, and so I give it to the New York Yankees at number 1.
You sure you expected them to do this?
I mean, do I expect them to fall? Yeah, but I mean, hey, it's okay. It's still a long season, Larry. It's 162 games. I mean, what are the Lakers? I mean, what are they on pace for? What are they on pace for? Like what? 144 wins or something? Something like that. 140 wins.
Hey, what we're talking about today.
Oh my gosh. Hey, listen, Aaron Boone is the luckiest man I've ever seen. I ain't never seen a man lose so many games. Aaron Boone is a Dak Prescott of baseball. Just does stuff. No. I can't.
And he
I
gets thrown
can't do
out how
that.
many times? How many
I
times he
can't.
gets thrown out?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm starting to think he has a kidney problem. I'm starting to think I'm starting to think. Yeah, I'm starting to think that Aaron Boone might need to go to the bathroom a lot because something is wrong with him, man. Every time I look, he's getting thrown out. Like, what's wrong with the man's bladder? They got to get the man a catheter or something in the damn in the clubhouse. You got to start peeing and stuff. You gonna have to stop peeing in the clubhouse, man. You can't keep getting thrown out like that, Aaron Boone. What's going on with you, sir?
Hey man, get the calls right, man.
You got to still show. Listen, in this world, you got to show class like Caitlin Clark. Now let's go to the next topic. NFL. Finally, some NFL. Michael Penix Jr. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. As you see the graphic by me, that's a graphic by me. Look at that nice graphic. Look at that nice background. The purple. Look at it. Look at it, folks. Just admire that graphic by me, Robb Johnson. Will NFL teams regret passing over Michael Penix Jr.? Let me go to the stats real quick. As everybody knows, he started off at the University of Indiana, where, I mean, let's be honest. The only thing we know about Indiana football is Antoine Randall and Michael Penix Jr. His best season there, he had 14 touchdowns and 4 interceptions before he got hurt. His next season, 4 touchdowns, 7 picks, but his best years were at Washington, 31-8, 36-11. In the 2022 year, he had 4,641 yards, and then this past year, 4,903 yards. Larry, will teams regret passing over Michael Penix Jr.?
I don't think so. I think
You sure about that, Larry?
teams.
You sure about that, Larry? You sure about
I
that?
don't think so. I don't think so. And I tell you one reason. I tell you one reason why. Now he is very good at the deep stuff. He's a baller at throwing that ball down the
He's
field.
accurate, and he can still run a 4.6.
Very accurate, very fast. One thing about him, wherever system that he goes into, which I hope it's a great system that's going to cater to him, but also elevate him as well. Throw some of that underneath stuff through the middle of the field. That's some of the stuff that we really don't see of him that he's probably going to have to do when he gets to the next level.
I think teams are going to. I hate to cut you off. I think teams are going to regret passing this guy. I think in the next 5-10 years, we're going to look back and we're going to think how stupid teams were thinking that some of these guys were better than Michael Penix Jr. I've been on record. Michael Penix, Bo Nix. I think these guys are going to do great. If I'm the Denver Broncos, I cannot let him get to number 13. I believe it's 13 where the Raiders are. If I'm the Broncos, I cannot. He is going to haunt me they're going to haunt them guys for the next 10, 12 years. Michael Penix in a Raiders uniform is very scary. If he gets to the Raiders and he gets to Antonio Pierce, it's going to be a problem.
I believe so.
Even if he goes to the Giants, I believe the Giants are instantly a better team. You know, there are a lot of teams. There are a lot of teams I think they're going to be better with Michael Penix Jr. And the guy's a winner, man. He was at Indiana. He tried to get through injury. He couldn't. He led this Washington squad to the national championship when they should have lost to Oregon twice. Hell, yeah, twice. Once in the regular season, once in the Pac-12 championship game, classic games. Because that Oregon team was ready, man. Oregon team was going to give Michigan all they wanted and more. I can guarantee you that right now. But Michigan came to play, and Washington had a bad day. That's what it comes down to. But Michael Penix Jr., if you think that he can make your team better, excuse
I think
me,
you get him.
excuse me, folks. I'm yawning. Just like this, just like a lot of GMs are going to be yawning when they're at home with their wives with nothing to do after they pass over Michael Penix Jr.
Man, talk about how critical a GM's job is around this time of the year.
Oh, it's more than critical. I mean, it can mean your entire future. Look at Ryan Poles in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a gentleman tell me that this GM stuff was pretty easy. You know why he said it was pretty easy? Because he played Madden. Because he played Madden.
Oh, say that again. Say that again.
I had a young man tell me
Uh-huh.
that I asked him, I said, imagine being a GM in the NFL.
Yeah.
So all the challenges that you have to face, all these
Yeah.
from the scouting to the draft process, the free agency moves, all this. You know what he told me? He said
What's
it
up?
was easy because he'd been playing Madden.
Word. Hey, Larry, here's the thing too, bro. I got breaking news here on the Robb Johnson Sports Show. So every time I play NCAA football, right, whenever I've played, I've had created teams. I kill people I don't lose for like 10 years. And like I'd be so into it. I create all my players. I'll be dominating people. I'll be acting like I literally be acting like I'm in the game because I'm a former athlete. So it's like I have to act like I'm in the game. Like I will literally go into a game thinking my character like I'm actually doing something, and I realize like, oh shit, I ain't playing. But breaking news: Larry Patterson, since he is pretty much an honorary oos of the Legacy Maker Sports Network, he will be in my game this year. I will put Larry on my team. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to get an HBCU, and we're going to dominate. We're going to dominate. Larry, what do you want your position to be? If you're a defensive end, I can get you at least 10 sacks a game.
Give me defensive tackle.
I'm going to put you a defensive tackle. How much you want to weigh?
400 pounds.
Shut the fuck up.
I want to be a guaranteed run stopper. Nobody's coming through there. I want interior pass rush to be top notch.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
400 pounds and running a 4.4.
Yo, how tall you want to be?
6'7".
Shut up. Yo. So look, my old NCAA games, like, yo, if anybody scored on me, I would go outside and do laps. Literally. Like, oh my God. Okay, so let's get to some of the comments. Yes, we need to take a break. I'm laughing too hard. All right, so again, my man Timothy Tyrell was like, Johnny was the GOAT. What Johnny were we talking about? I forgot. What Johnny were we talking about?
I'm not sure.
All right, listen, all we know, Johnny was the GOAT. Listen, we talk about plenty of Johnny, so yeah. Loving the show, appreciate it. Watching from Cedar Hills, Texas. Shout out to Texas. Not you, Jerry Jones, right now, but shout out to Texas. RIP to the Juice. I definitely want the Mavericks to take the first round over the Clippers. I just read that Trump made clear that he wasn't a fan of O.J. Simpson because he tried to get O.J. on Apprentice and O.J. turned him down. Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna say something I hate to say. I'm not saying I hate to say this, but sometimes Donald Trump will remind me of honorary ooses and stuff because he's
Getting
Trump.
all oozy.
He's getting all oozy. Donald Trump getting oozy on us. Hey, listen. Listen. If I had to take either Joe or Trump to the neighborhood, I think I'm taking Trump. I think Trump may have some good backup.
Yeah, definitely Trump.
Yeah, because you know what I read? The fourth most racist. I think I told you the fourth most racist state in America is Delaware. Where's Joe Biden from?
He from Delaware?
Delaware.
Oh.
Damn.
Well, you know about his history.
Anyway, okay, so Larry. Okay, so I don't want to get canceled here. So back to Michael Penix Jr., right? What do you think about him going to the Raiders? Do you think that's a good pickup? Or what if the rumors are true that the Cowboys pick him at 24 and one of the biggest, most shocking? Listen, if Dallas picks Michael Penix at 24, the rest of the draft won't matter. I'm just telling you now. They will not
see him go to Dallas.
The rest of the draft will not even be talked about.
Right.
Literally.
You're right about that. You're right about that. As much as First Take and all these other morning programs jump on the Dallas Cowboys, imagine if they do pick Michael Penix. Imagine if they do pick him.
Bro.
Oh my God.
Bro.
Is Dak
all
Prescott
they did,
done?
Look, Larry, all they did was made a trade for Trey Lance, and they were saying they were asking was Trey Lance going to be the starter.
Yeah.
He won't even nowhere near the starter. I can't get him to complete a pass in Madden. How the hell he gonna be the starter? Look, listen. The only play I run with Trey Lance in Madden is 5 wide. He runs to the corner and throws the ball to Mike to CeeDee Lamb. That's it. Or he runs the ball. That's all he does.
Hell of a runner.
He ain't doing nothing else.
Hell of a runner.
He ain't doing nothing else. So Larry, so before we get to the next topic, again, you want to be a defensive tackle. you want elbow pads?
No elbow pads.
Okay, what kind of visor do you want? You want the sweet visor or do you want the hardcore visor?
I want the team color matching visor. And I want that neck pad that sit up like goddamn like Bill Romanowski used to have back in.
Hey, bro, listen. This ain't Bobby Boucher's days. Them neck pads gone. You can't wear them no more. Hey yo, you remember when the football players had the pads that were so big, and it's like nobody really ever got hurt, but now they got these new technology pads, and it seems like everybody getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. The damn women's pads are bigger than the.
Good God Almighty.
Hey, yo, Big Shirley's pads is bigger than dudes.
Yo, the size of Big Shirley, that's how I want my player to be. Guaranteed run stuffer. Guaranteed interior passer.
You remember when Big Shirley gulped down all that beer within like 5 seconds? That was crazy.
When she burped and she caused a hurricane up in there.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's going to be a hurricane on some of these teams when they're going to pick Michael Penix Jr. See what we did, ladies and gentlemen? That's what you call a tease in the business, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you call a segue. All the way, segue. See, I effed it up. I effed it up, Larry. I was trying to rap, you know what I'm saying? I do got a rap song coming out very soon, but,
It's gonna be a hurricane wave. How that 6'7", 400-pound interior pass rusher comes through.
All right, yo. All right, fine. So let's get to our second to last topic. Teams will regret not picking Michael Penix Jr. I say they will. Now, who is your greatest college basketball team of all time. I don't even think I even have a graphic for this, but anyway, who's your greatest college basketball team of all time?
Can I pick multiple?
Leave it to two. Yes.
It's too many. It's too many great teams out there.
It's too many. It's too many. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's why you're on the Rob Johnson Sports Show, because we want you to feel the pressure. We want you to feel the pressure, sir. Like we want, you know.
I
You're
know
here
I
for.
probably. I know I'll probably get burned for some of the teams that I will miss out, like those Duke teams and those UNC teams. But one team I am gonna go for.
It's your list, sir. It's your list.
The Florida Gators team with Al Horford and Corey Brewer and Joakim Noah. Did that team go back to back?
Yeah.
I gotta throw them in there. I gotta throw
Okay.
them in there. The chemistry that
Okay.
they
You know what?
have.
You know what? You get three. You get three. Go ahead. Give me
I get three. Okay.
Give me three.
All right.
Give me three.
All right. I'm gonna surprise you with my last one.
I bet
All
y'all
right.
won't. Bet you won't.
Okay.
I got a feeling I know who it's gonna be.
Do you?
Yeah. You
Okay.
damn right. Hey, look. Hey. In the words of my grandpa back in the day when he was sipping on that stuff, you're damn right.
All right. My second one, I'm gonna give it to the Duke's men's team with Mike Dunleavy and Jay Will. Those are some good.
The 01 team?
Yeah. Did they? Were they the runner up?
I think they won. I think they won one of those years.
Yeah. They I think they won the championship with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was some of the best basketball. I was young then, so that was some of the best basketball that I was seeing.
In all seriousness, Larry, that's when Duke was Duke, because you go into Cameron Indoor Stadium back then, sheesh. Or when remember when JJ Redick, who we don't give enough credit to, when he used to go into Duke, oh my God, it was ugly. They couldn't do that today.
No, absolutely not.
So give me your top three. Give me your third team again.
And my third one is that Maryland Terrapins team that had Juan Dixon and Steve Blake on it, the one that won the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's my third team right there, because I know a lot of I know a lot of people wasn't expecting them to win that championship at that time.
Okay, now here's the thing. You can go many different avenues.
Mm-hmm.
But the 1996 Kentucky team, sheesh. I mean, you could go 1983 with Five Slamma Jamma. You could go 1994 with Arkansas. You could go, again, that 2001 Duke team that had Shane Bad. They had everybody. Now, I'm going to tell you a team. I'm going to give you my three. Give you a team that was so underrated, man. And this team still doesn't get love today. That 99 UConn team with Rip Hamilton, who Michael Jordan had, but he ain't had no players, though, right?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan had no players, though. Rip Hamilton, who did what? He went to Detroit and did what? Oh, he won a championship. And if it hadn't been for LeBron's heroics, would have probably gone to another finals. Who who did they beat? Oh, that's right. They beat Shaq's and Kobe's Lakers. Don't forget about that.
Series too.
Oh yeah. Don't forget about that. I'll say this: if Michigan had actually won, they would be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you another. This is not on my list. I'm gonna give you an underrated team. That 2008 Kansas team. Oh, they were good. That 08 Kansas team was good.
Well, when they played Memphis in the national championship game.
Yeah. And that Memphis team, if that Memphis team had won, they would have been up there too. Now, when you're talking about Duke, that 99 Duke team, when they were 37-2, sheesh, they were good. So my number three.
That was one of the best college basketball games ever, man, with that Memphis and Kansas.
Oh my God.
To cut you off.
No. You're good, bro. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you another team that was very underrated. They didn't win it, but that UMass team in '96, Marcus Camby, Remember Calipari was the head coach. That team was, but they're not my top team. You can even go back to you can even go back to, let me make sure I got them right here. You can even go back to some of those Indiana teams back in the day. But again, the 96 Kentucky team, that's who I have as my first one, right? I could have gone Georgetown at 85, but I didn't. Even though I'm a huge Thompson fan, and Coach Thompson, God rest his soul, was one of the great coaches we've ever seen. But I go 96 Kentucky at number 2. Man, I know a lot of people are gonna. Now, again, another honorable mention, that 2012 Kentucky team with Anthony Davis. God, they were good. But
yeah, I agree.
But number 3, I go 96 Kentucky. Number 2, the 91 UNLV Running Rebels, 34-1. They played Arkansas. And the funny thing is, I remember this game. It was not. No, I'm sorry. I can't say I remember this game because I was only 3. But I watched it years later. 112-105. They beat Arkansas.
Man,
they were destroying teams. Do you know they even played James Madison that year?
Yeah.
They played James Madison that year. They beat some decent basketball teams. There are conspiracy theories about was that game against Duke fixed or not. I don't think it was fixed, but something went right because they had just beaten that Duke team 103-73 a year before. And we can argue that team the year before was one of the great teams, all-time great teams. I mean, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, come on, man.
Stacey Augmon, yeah.
But this team right here, I believe you could have gone 92 Duke here. You could have gone 82 Carolina with Jordan. But for me, man, number 1, simple. 1972 UCLA Bruins with Bill Walton. Ladies and gentlemen, you see and hear Bill Walton as a loudmouth, as this dude that talks too much. If Bill Walton had never gotten hurt, he could have been the greatest basketball player of all time. And I'm not kidding. You kids out there say, oh, Bill Walton, he's goofy. Bill Walton was the truth. 1972 UCLA team. Go back and watch the highlights. One of the greatest coaches of all time, John Wooden.
Very true.
So that's my list, and I'm sticking to it. Now, let's get to our last topic as we approach 11 p.m. here on the East Coast. Our top 12 first-round picks in the WNBA draft. Larry, how confident are you feeling about this one, man? For me, when I look at this topic and I look at everything that surrounds it, and there we go right there. There are your top 12 teams. I'm sure that you have your options over there because I have my options here sitting in front of me. They're your top 12 teams. If you want to go all 12, you can go ahead and I'll do mine.
All right, I'm going to start with number 1. Of course, we know who's going first. Caitlin Clark from Iowa.
You sure? Ho. You sure she's going number 1?
1,000,000% sure she's going number 1 overall.
And I'm going to tell you like this. She is going number 1. But if I was Indiana, I know you're not going to draft Cardoso. But just think about Cardoso and Leah Boston together. But anyway, I digress.
Sitting at number 2, I see a lot of mocks had Cameron Brink going number 2 overall. But
she's a great player out of Stanford, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, she was. But how about you go Camila Cardoso at number 2 overall? I mean, she's just coming off of a championship. I mean, she can work the middle. You know, she can rim protect.
Well, this has to do with star power as well. So who do you think has more star power I think Cardoso has more star power than Brink.
Yeah,
Even though Brink is a big name, I think that Cardoso has that star power.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Number 3, Chicago Sky. I'm going Rakia Jackson from Tennessee.
Hey, and here's the thing. Here's the thing, bro. They got a lot of picks. They got 2 picks in the top 10. So I mean, they got to make it count.
Yeah, I got them.
Somebody's got to make Chicago proud.
Right. At number 4, I'm going Cameron Brink to the Sparks. From Stanford. So you get you another big up in there. At number 5, Dallas Wings, I got J.C. Shelton from Ohio State.
Okay.
Number 6, I got Angel Reese going to the Washington Mystics. Not too far from the home.
How big do you think that would be? Because I think that right now Washington as a whole is missing that star power. But I'll also say this. If Washington does not draft her and she falls to Chicago and you get Jackson and Reese, man. And I even made the suggestion earlier today that the Liberty, either the Liberty or the Dream move up. Why not? If you're the Liberty, why not move up? If you're the Liberty, why not move up and get that extra big body? Or if you're the Atlanta Dream, you bring Andrew Reese to the ATL. I mean, but hey.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted to do some trades in here, but I wasn't really trying to mess with it like that. Going in number 7, the Minnesota Lynx. I have Aaliyah Edwards. You must have did a trade.
Well, no. It's this was the updated because I know there were some trades earlier, so this is the updated up to now. So
okay.
No, you're good. So you got Aaliyah Edwards from Minnesota. I think that's
Aaliyah Edwards from Minnesota.
I think that's a good fit.
At number 8, Chicago Sky, I got Nika Moore from UConn. Good defensive player. We saw that in the in the tournament this past couple weeks ago.
Okay. Hold on a second. So Mystics were 6, Chicago 7, Minnesota's 8. So you got Dallas now.
So Minnesota's 8. Okay, I had Chicago at 8. My bad.
No, you good.
At number 9, Dallas. I got Alyssa Pilley from Utah.
Oh, that's a good pick. Yo, she's so underrated, man.
She is the way like her ball movement, like she's one of my favorite players.
She's a sleep. I mean, and it's sad to say she's a sleeper, but I mean, then again, there's only 12 damn teams in the league. I mean, there's only like so many teams in the league. So I mean, but at the same time, it's like, man, you know, she is such a good player.
She is. Her ball handling.
I just feel like number 9 is a steal.
Yeah, her ball handling, the way she led that Utah team this year. Like I said, she's one of my favorite players, man. At number 10, the Connecticut Sun, I got the chick from Australia, Naya Dewey. Pua. I'm not trying to disrespect her name, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. At number 11, the New York Liberty.
Nadu Push. Nadu Push.
Yeah. Nadu Push. Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And number 11, New York Liberty, I got Charisma Osborne from UCLA. And number 12, the Atlanta Dream, picking up Daisha Fair, guard from Syracuse.
Oh my God, yo! You talking
Good
about
score?
Like,
Good score.
This draft has so many value picks, you know. And even the Virginia Tech center, she's not going to go in the first round because after she tore her ACL, which was huge, but she could possibly still go in first round. Okay, all right. In the words of Skip Bayless, my turn.
Man, you need that sound bite too.
My turn. Like it's like he's a petulant child. So, at number 1, I have the Indiana Fever taking.
Might as well.
I wanted them to take Cardoso so bad because it's just that combination. It's just that combination of Aaliyah Boston and Cardoso that just makes you drool. But they're gonna take CC Caitlin Clark. The Los Angeles Sparks, in my opinion here, I think there's a little bit of an upset. I take Rakia Jackson out of Tennessee. I take Rakia Jackson. I think she has star power written all over her. Chicago Sky. I think right here they take. I think they take Cameron Brink, and they bring her in, and she's that prototypical center. Can do good things. Can make plays. But if you're the Sparks, you get Rakia Jackson, and it's like a mismatch. And then you bring Cardoso, so you can get Cardoso number 2. Or you can get her at number 4. I mean, so basically you win all the way around because you get Rakia Jackson, and then you get Cardoso. So hey, and number 5,
4 is so many decisions you can make.
Exactly. And at number 5, we have the Dallas Wings, and who are we gonna pick here? Who are we gonna pick? That's hard. You know what? I'm gonna give you the upset here. I'm gonna go Deja Fair from Syracuse. I think she's such a dynamic guard. I think that she'd be good for Dallas in that situation. So I'll go her there. At number 6, the Washington Mystics. I'm gonna give you another upset. Elisa Pila from Utah. Your girl. I think she would be perfect in Washington. I think she's got that big body. I think that she would do good. At number, Miss Pila.
Oh, okay.
And number 7, I have Chicago taking Angel Reese. I think she'd be perfect in Chicago. She fits the culture. She fits that tough culture, and she'll bring her eyes back to Chicago basketball because the Lord knows they need it, especially with the Bulls right now. My God. Number 8, the Minnesota Lynx. I have them taking J.C. Sheldon, Ohio State guard. Let's see, the Dallas Wings at number 9. Did I do the Wings already?
I believe you did.
I did Minnesota.
Did you do Chicago at 8?
No. That's Minnesota. Minnesota's 8. So I got Minnesota at 8. And then Dallas. Let me see. Okay, I'm on Dallas. Dallas, I would probably say Markeisha Davis, guard out of Mississippi, because they need shooting. They need good ball handling. The Connecticut Sun, I go with Leah Edwards here. I think that would be a good option for them. The New York Liberty, they could go a different couple of spots here. I go Nadeem Pooch out of Australia.
Okay.
And then for the Atlanta Dream, I'd go Charisma Osborne, guard out of UCLA. That's who I got.
Okay.
So that's what I got. And so, in your opinion, when you think about Clark and you think about Reese, who do you think will have a championship within the first 5 years? Or you know what? Let's add Cardoso, Reese, or Clark. This is going to be a 2-part question. I'm going to ask you this: who has a championship first within the first 5 years?
I think with Indiana already having Aaliyah Boston there,
Okay,
and then you have Caitlin Clark coming in there, and then you can add other people there. I think Boston is already one of the staple pieces in that team, so you can build around those players, and they'll probably be the first one.
Can I ask you this? Can I ask you this crazy question, right? What happens when Las Vegas starts to get older and Clark wants to go play for Vegas? You think she would do that? You think she would have? You think that if If Vegas got old, and they got old quick, do you think she would abandon Indiana to go play for a big market like Vegas, New York? Stewie's not gonna be around forever. You know, Los Angeles. Do you think that? And then as the league expands, because you know they're gonna expand, because they gotta get women's basketball in Philadelphia. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. They got to get back in Houston. They got to get Philadelphia. They need to get some of these big markets. Do you see Caitlin Clark in Indiana for her entire career? I don't.
I can.
You can see her in Indiana for her whole career?
I can. She's what Indiana's Iowa's like right there, right? So right in that Midwest. So
Yeah.
actually she's from Minnesota, I think. So you're still right there in that Midwest. Not to forget, like Indiana's gonna cater to her. You don't bring a player like that of her caliber there, and you don't do the necessary, additions and steps to make this thing work. So I think she'll stay there her whole career. I feel like it.
Gotcha. So Angel Reese going to Dallas. I'm sorry. You had Washington. I had Chicago. What kind of impact could she make on either one of those cities?
Big impact, especially on whether it's Chicago. You said Chicago, right?
Yes, sir.
You had to go into Chicago, like you mentioned earlier. Tough environment. She fits the bill there. Now Washington, still tough environment. She fits the bill there. Plus, she's practically from there. So, I think she'll work. I want to see it work out in Washington more. Plus, with the way her style is, the aggressiveness that she does bring, on the defensive end, on the offensive end, crashing those boards, the way that she brings that attitude to the game is something that Washington needs. So, with her being there with Deladova and whoever else is there, I like that. I like that addition over there. I think she can bring some stuff over there.
Definitely. I think that it's going to be an exciting season, but they got to get things rolling. The UFL has not got my attention yet, so hopefully the women can bring something to this this spring season of sports, because right now, like I said, man, I was trying to watch a UFL game earlier today. I was, got a little quick break, man. I was like, I can't do this. So, I don't know. It's just different. It's just different now that it's not called XFL anymore all the way. So yeah. But look, man, I am so happy everybody tuned in. Thanks to David Burns. Thanks to Darrell Owens. Thank you to my man Timothy Terrell. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments. Make sure you all share, like, subscribe. Now, final segment of the night. Larry, tell them how you feel, sir. No holds barred. No stopping you now, sir. Ain't no stopping me now.
Are we doing this?
Oh yeah. Let them know how you feel, sir. Let them know how you feel.
I'm gonna let the WWE know that I'm not really happy with the direction that they're going with this Cody Rhodes thing. My man,
Corny son of a bitch. Corny son of a bitch.
my man Tribal Chief has lost the title after over 1,300 days of with the title. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking the direction that it's going. They promised change. They promised that it's going to be a new era within these past Raw and the SmackDown. I'm not liking it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night and this Friday. But as far as this new era with Stardust as the champion, I'm not happy with it. So yeah, hope you get that, and let's make some changes.
Hey, can you give me one of Stardust? Can you give me one of Stardust's hisses? His hisses? What does he do? What does he do again? Show me. What does he do?
What does he do? How does he do it? Yeah.
What is it? What is this? Like, what is this? You know what? That's as bad as when your boy was doing this. Oh shit! I had to bring that back, man.
Can't even take him serious as a champion, man.
Oh my god! It's like, hey yo, did you hear it? Did you hear somebody Friday night? They're like, you suck. Did you hear that? I heard it. I know you had to hear it. Somebody in Detroit was like, you suck.
I didn't hear it. If I did, I probably forgot about it.
Bro, I heard it. Somebody was like, you suck. Let me see. What I need to talk about tonight. What was I talking? Wasn't I talking about something earlier? Something I was talking about earlier. I was gonna go off on something. I can't remember. I've been up for like 2 days. I don't remember. Something I said I was gonna go off on tonight.
I can't remember either. Was it something dealing with professional wrestling?
I don't know, man. It was something. I'm trying to remember. Oh, anyway. So let me say this. I got a couple of things for y'all tonight. First of all, championships matter. Win your championships. You don't get to be on Saturday Night Live if you don't win a championship, Caitlin Clark. Number 2, stop the violence. Too much violence going on out there. Too much going on in the city of Richmond. Too much violence going on out there, with just too many things. We got to come together as a community. Now, if somebody steals your crab legs, beat their ass. If somebody cuts you off on 95, let them be, because you and I winning that fight. If somebody cuts you off on 95, I can guarantee you, if you try to have confrontation, you're gonna end up in the hospital or worse. Just let it go. What's that song? Let it go. Let it go. Something like that. I also want to shout out my man Larry Patterson for being one of the great defensive tackles of all time. 6'7", 400.
And bringing the neck pad back, baby.
Bringing the neck pad back. I want to shout out Sexy Red for having the top 10 song this week.
Hey, that Get It Sexy it is bumping, isn't it?
I mean, hey, she's getting it sexy. She's not lying.
Shout out Drake. Shout out Drake as well for finally responding.
Oh my god, yo man. See, I respect J. Cole more, for not choosing violence.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Rick Ross for responding back within an hour too. Heavy bars. That's what they got. That's what they like to see, Rob. They like to see it. They like to see the drama.
Hey, you remember we said the stuff about Meek Mills and it was going to turn into a disaster? You remember when The Rock was on the ground? Get up! Get up! Okay. Let me stop. I don't want the dream chasers coming after me. I already got enough problems with Philadelphia as it is. I'm already banned from the city of Philadelphia. I can't even go there. Can't even step foot in the city of Philadelphia. My God. Wow. Sad, man. Just sad. What's my other final word I have for you guys tonight? Oh, I know. So, a couple months ago, an individual said he wanted to be all in on the season. He has no left tackle. He won't pay his quarterback. Yeah, he's all in. I want to shout out to Jerry Jones. Good night, everybody. It's been the Rob Johnson Sports Show, episode 46.
No, man, come on, you can't end like that. You can't end like that. We got to get a rant. We got to get a rant. You're a Cowboy fan. You expect better than this. Year after year after year, this man sits here and he gives you false hope year after year after losing in the second round each and every
Well,
year to opponents.
well, well, you see, Larry, what we're going to do this year, we're going to go into preseason. No, scratch that. We're going to go to training camp. Then we're going to go to preseason. I like pre. I do that a lot. I'm old and nasty. Anyway, allegedly. Then we're going to go to the regular season. We're going to win about 11 or 12 games. And, we're going to have people talking about them Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? And then we're going to go to the playoffs, and one or three things are going to happen. What's wrong with my fingers? Do I have arthritis? Anyway, why are my fingers gangbanging? What's wrong with my
throwing the
fingers?
setup.
Yeah, and you know what that set is this. Either number one, the 49ers going to kick our ass, or number two, the Packers going to kick our ass, or number three, we just going to wet the bed because we the Dallas Cowboys, professional bedwetters. We suck. We ain't nothing. Every time I look, Dallas does something stupid. But you know what? It's okay. Because I don't talk about the Cowboys that much. Because at the end of the day, they're still America's team. You all still love them. And I know this because I look on social media and that's all y'all talk about. Y'all talk about the Cowboys more than you talk about your own damn team.
America.
Some of y'all, America. Do it for America. Just like a famous poet said one time. What was his name? Riley Freeman. Do it for America. Do it for America. I can't say that online, but anyway, in the words of Riley Freeman, good night.